Oh, okay. I'm broadcasting on YouTube now. Let's see. Can I get a link? Ah, look at me. I'm on YouTube. All right, moving on. We're in Claude. All right, I'm live streaming. So we are in. Oh, we're going to build a weather app. So the point of this episode, you're going to connect to the last one. Oh, wait, no, we have a few more things to cover. We have a few more things to cover. Talked about controls, artifact. Yeah, okay. Some other issues with Claude. I don't like that there's no iOS app. Now, maybe I need to log in with my American account. I'm afraid to log out with my Hong Kong account right now. We'll get to that later, if at all. Um, I have to use it in Safari on mobile on my iPhone. I'm not a fan of that. I use it a little bit, but I was not a fan of the Poe online interface, but I think it's powerful, so I use it. But like honestly, Poe is better. I use it more. I'm still using the free Poe account to use Claude when I'm not doing this stuff. Okay. Um, let's talk about Claude's safety system. Claude is interesting. Claude gives you a lot of refusals, but it's not stupid. Like oftentimes ChatGPT, like you don't know what they're doing. Like Claude is very thoughtful, and it's also different. Like Opus is actually more permissive, and I still like using Opus. Opus, to my understanding right now, is like the largest. Sorry, the most expensive large parameter large language model that you can subscribe to. So it is. I still use it. I still use it for things. But you will quickly encounter just like wide topics that Claude just won't talk about. Like it just like I'm sorry, I won't do that. It's very judgmental. Like it'll just be like you're trying to do something bad, and sometimes it's not bad at all what you're trying to do. It's how it's programmed. And my understanding of the safety programming in Claude. Wait a minute, I want to send some people the link. Sending the link to some people. Okay, I'm gonna send it to my dad. Hi, Dad. All right. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna keep making out these. I'm gonna keep doing these live streams until I just get good at them, get used to them. I'm gonna improve. Gonna have a new office next time. I'm gonna go upstairs. We have 3 stories here. I don't even know if this is a great office. It's great background. I don't know. We're gonna build something cool. Wait, where are we? All right. Yeah, so yeah, Claude just refuses you a lot. You can argue with it, and like sometimes you can convince it, sometimes, but it has what they call it has a constitution. So like, unlike the way OpenAI approaches like fine tuning ChatGPT to be safe for the public, it's a lot of patching, right? It's an infinite attack surface. You could come at it from anything. You could attack from any language. Like it doesn't just speak English. You can use like Chinese poetry to hack these things. But they're applying a lot of like ad hoc patch fixing, if you know what I mean, right? Um, Claude is promising to do their AI safety from the bottom up, right? There's a few rules it has, and it's not going to deviate from those rules. But you can't argue with it. I've actually spent a lot of time arguing with it. It can also just be wrong sometimes, right? I feel it's a lot less wrong than ChatGPT, but it can be wrong, and sometimes it just doesn't follow instructions. But overall, it's a lot higher quality. It's a significant improvement. And it's really sad that GPT-4. I honestly feel the performance degraded. I mean, I also remember the magic of GPT 3.5, and I think that's trash now. So maybe it's the tyranny of rising expectations, right? Um, yeah, so yeah, high quality responses compared to GPT-4, especially 4.0. I'm on the fence about whether 4.0 is better or not. Sometimes it's stupid. I like that it's fast. Claude is faster. Claude slows down, though. I think I already mentioned this, that it seems to have a scalable context window size, which is amazing. And it'll kind of like charge you more compute when you're using it, right? So I'm going to move this project. That's what they call it. They call it a project. I'm going to move it into a project with like other things for it to remember, and it'll all form a large context window, and it'll warn you when you're using it that like to lean into that high tokenized context. It's going to burn through your credits, and it's going to rate limit you if you don't slow down. I used it to write some demo scripts, and I was extremely impressed, especially comparing GPT-4 side by side. It was just better. So also, just overall, like I'm seeing people talking about they're getting coding stuff done. They can finish projects. I don't think I could build this weather app on GPT-4. I think it would rate limit me. I think that the internal controls that they're implementing are degrading the performance. Um, maybe I would have started a series like this earlier if I thought that the products were up to the task. I think they just got there. Um, yeah, like on my Twitter feed right now, everyone's raving about Claude. And then the thing about, I don't know if I talked about this in the last half of the video, but yeah, like Anthropic's not overpromising. They're focusing on core LM strengths. They're making I feel like they are the successors of what OpenAI was like a year ago. OpenAI, I really feel they've lost their path. Like I have never gone so sour on a company so fast. I really like them, and I like Sam Altman. They've just made some bad moves, right? And I don't know how much longer I'll be a paying subscriber. Um, hey Cam, maybe making a smaller like a thumbnail and around. Yeah, I need to make thumbnails. I don't have Photoshop. Uh, there's some good Photoshop replacements online though. But yeah, I'll get a thumbnail. I'll wait till Cal gets back. Um, yeah, the auto adjustable context windows. I think that's what's happening. I don't. I get the suspicion you probably won't run out of context using Claude day to day. We'll find out. We're gonna find out with this project. We're gonna push Claude to the limits, right? If it can't make a weather app, then it's not that good. That's what I feel. I've done large IT projects before. I've launched a large web platform. I know how APIs work. I know the front end, I know the back end. I'm not good at it, right? I can't code, but I know how to do project management, right? So I should be able to offload these tasks to a very intelligent AI system that knows how to code, that can run little React apps, right? They can do all this stuff, right? Anyways, we're going to start with the roadmap, right? And I'm going to show you how I use these tools. So we're going to take maybe a long, uh, I don't even know what that is. Wait, sorry. Yeah, so I just moved over like a 8 minute memo I took. I'm gonna save that. I don't know what it was for. I'm gonna write mystery. Um, right. Look at this. See all these windows? These are all outputs from Claude that I have put into its project context window. Right. Please don't read that. Privacy. Let's close these. And then let's bring back Mac Whisperer. All right, why am I bringing back Mac Whisperer? I'm bringing back Mac Whisperer because I have actually had some bad experiences with the ChatGPT Mac OS app. That I mean, actually, like sometimes, like especially once you go above like 5 minutes, sometimes it just won't process it, right? So you'll spend like 7 minutes making a memo. I turn these memos into prompts. That's what I'm doing, right? I'm going to be teaching you guys how I use these tools. And the more explicit you are, like talk to it like it's an Upwork freelancer, right? If you've ever done freelancing or you've done it for someone else, right, you need to be incredibly descriptive. Tell it what you want, what you don't want, and give it examples. Tell it, this is what a good job looks like. This is what a bad job looks like. I'm not going to talk exactly like that, but those are the large contours, right? There's also tips that work that they shouldn't work, but they do work. Let me give you a little example. Right now, it's at the end of August, and it's already been a demonstrated phenomena that with like GPT-2 that these things actually get lazier in the summer because so many people take vacations that they just somehow internalize and learn this, right? So there's a lot of weird things they learn. Another thing that really helps though is you tell it, I'll give you like a $50 tip, I'll give you a $20 tip, and word it to like, if I like your output and I keep it, you get a $50 tip. It just performs better. Also, look, we're going to talk about this during this process. Can these things actually think? Can they reason? I actually stand on the side. No, I don't think they do. I think they can emulate people, personas, things. We can talk about the Waluigi effect. Um, but personas, let's use that word, personas. I think that's actually why Claude is so good, that they built a very good persona. So there's things you can say to this persona, or you can even craft personas to make better prompts, right? And I think sometimes you can craft a persona in such a way that you can output a very sophisticated logical argument, right? And that what follows from that argument is something like reason, right? There was a claim when these things first launched that because they learned programming languages and like how to debug them, that it learned logic somehow. Maybe. We don't know. These things are black boxes. Literally, no one knows how they work. It's just a giant cobweb built out of math running off of sand that thinks. And yeah, part of what we're doing in this channel is asking, well, how does it think? Because these things are aliens, man. Like they're this like I love this stuff. All right, so I'm gonna make a prompt. What are we gonna do? We're gonna make a roadmap, right? I'm saying I think in 10 hours I can build a weather app. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, so we need a roadmap. Like I need to know like what are we gonna do at the end of each day, but also what are we gonna do at the end of this day, and how are we going to lean in the cloud? So in an earlier broadcast I did this, like it was trying to install like a weather app on my MacBook. Like it didn't understand, like, no, I'm not going to code this. So we need to make sure in this prompt that gets through. Okay. Let's go on and start. So I start with new recording. Again, this prompt might take a few minutes. I don't know how long. Okay, look at the context window in the projects that shows the Weather Wiz app. Okay, we're going to start the first broadcast of that. I'm going to start building the app. And the first thing we need is a roadmap, right? When I open this live stream tomorrow, that's going to be the first day of coding. What do we need to do now about the architecture of this app now that we need to set up? You're going to set up a workflow. We're going to move this to another project, right? But take on the role of an expert software developer that's guiding a no-code developer. What do we need to do, right? So recalling again that we want to connect this to probably publicly available APIs, right? I don't want to pay for private APIs, but I'm assuming the data exists. I think we can do weather forecasting. We might need a server, right? I actually learned that the fusion models are getting very good at weather prediction, right? You show them a few samples, they learn really quick, and they can make a guess. I am totally fine with us brewing our own machine learning brew, right? And like predicting weather. Like if we actually did the predictions based on like publicly available data, that is awesome. I would love to be a part of that. So we're gonna like find where this data is, and maybe I'll do that offline, right? We're gonna set a little task for me, but for like all the things like coding the app, we're gonna do it here. I think 15 hours. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I saw one estimate of 1,000 hours. Like no, we're not live streaming for 1,000 hours. If I can't do this in 15 videos, like I will try 20. And if not at 20, like I'm done. I know with these things, they are not angenic. What do I mean by angenic, right? So after the Sparks of AGI paper came out, like right before GPT-4 launched, right? They had an early access to the base model before it was fine-tuned, right? And never mind, I'm getting distracted. Uh, that's part of the prompt. All right, recollect. Where are we? Pause recording. Stop recording. Let's transcribe. Where are we now? So we've already got most of this. Let me read the prompt. Let's see where we are. Maybe we remove the story time. Sorry, I'm a lifelong teacher. We love tangents. You're going to get a lot of tangents here. It's almost the point. All right, so let's talk about Mac Whisper for a minute. You get a choice of four models, right? Base models, like 15 megabytes, I think. We can't look at it now. We'll take a look in a minute. Base model, higher in accuracy. I'd say about like 85% accuracy. Not enough for me. No, wait, I'm wrong. Base model is what they're using on the GPT 4 Pro app. It's actually really good. It's about 90, less than 95%, actually higher than 90. I know that because I'm using it all the time. I'm using it for translations constantly. Here I see some issues. Okay, but they also have larger models. There's some that's like larger than a gigabyte. I think that's what I'm using now. And they're slower, but they're more accurate. The base model is actually really good though, right? And remember what I said earlier. Like, look, the ChatGPT app, it also has voice input. Let's bring it back over here. Um, oh, what is that? That is my MacBook Air running out of RAM. Things starting to slow down a little bit. We don't need Pages. We don't need Spotify. One moment. Yeah, guys, I don't know what's watching this, but I'm going to have some crowdfunding options soon. And people that want to support this will be able to support this. And I'm also looking for investors. I have a lot of YouTube ideas. I've been cooking them basically nonstop for 2 months. I think I annoyed Cal enough that he's going to be my business partner. All right, so nearly transcribed, 98%. The projects window, okay? I'm already running a project of all my different YouTube video ideas, and please don't peek, don't cheat. Gonna make you guys sign an NDA if you want to look at my ideas. All right, 100%. All right, let's pop into Claude, go into our projects. That's not a good name for it. And we are using 3.5 Sonnet. Go! Yeah, you see that? Monsoon Brothers. That's the idea. That was one of the names I came up with. Like I was doing research on explain the weather patterns in northern Thailand. It's monsoonal, and I love monsoons. This is the most pleasant summer I've had in my life. I'm from Florida, Hong Kong. We have brutal summers. Here it's cloudy. It rains a little bit every day. Sometimes the rain is heavy, but not as heavy as rain in Hong Kong in the summer, which is why we're building a weather app. Let's scroll on down. Okay, here we go. All right, app architecture front end. We'll use. All right, I'm going to start with the thing that works. Make better and more detailed. We need a real roadmap. I'm going to insult it a little bit. This is childish, not mature, very naive. I'm talking like Jung Zamin. Yeah, look, I hope, what was it Balso's wrong? Balso's, I can't say it. Rocco's Balsanic? Oh my God. The thought experiment about why you should be super nice to AI because they might remember. So the reason I was bringing that up is like, look, sometimes you got to be a jerk to these things. You have to tell it that it's like stupid and do better. And it's like, yes, sir. I apologize. It'll never happen again, sir. Uh, Add it to the current project and let's just copy it. And let's actually say, turn this into a prompt to enter into a new context window. And also tell me what artifact to carry over. All right, so I published this. Oh, it's late, kids. It's 11:30. I did get my pineapple today. They were out. Oh, I have bananas though. All right, see this tip here? Tell me to start a new chat. It's going to be less computationally compute. I have one viewer. Oh, Cam's here. Cam said, you don't need Photoshop. It's easy in OBS. You drag and drop images. I'm doing a quick demo. OBS will make it look really okay. All right, close. Let's give Cam a heart. Heart. Why aren't you recording? That was the point. All right, I'm not going to look at this. What's going on? All right, wait. Okay. Oh, I like this. I like having LLMs write prompts. Projects. Create project. Weather whiz. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of our adventure. We're gonna try to build a no-code weather app that mimics all the features of Tori's My Observatory and give people in northern Thailand warning about heavy rain. Pretty simple, right? We can do it. Maybe. All right, here's the prompt they gave us. And add content. What do we got here? Studio, investment quality, demographics, vid. All right, so I just uploaded something else I worked on earlier, sketching out the ideas. I haven't even read this prompt. That is actually the most important thing. Read the output. Sometimes it's not perfect, and you have to reprompt it to make better output. Okay, let's pay attention now. Still have one viewer. Hi, Cam. You still there, man? All right. Blah 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 blah. Hey, actually, that's your job. Ask me three questions. This is another tip I highly recommend. Tell them to ask you questions. It's so good at asking great questions, right? That's what I'm going to do right now. Like, I don't know where to start. So, ask me three questions to get us started, to get you started with the kind of info you need to build a roadmap for this banger app. I apologize for your confusion. You're absolutely right. It's my job to help create the roadmap for WeatherWiz. By the way, it came up with this name, WeatherWiz. I like it. There's other things called WeatherWiz. I don't think they're copyrighted though. It's ours. Um, all right, let's do this. I am going to use ChatGPT because like these answers I can come up with in a minute or two. So I want you guys to see how I'm doing this. Right? See that? Talk to it. So it's asking me what are the top three or five core features you envision for WeatherWiz that would set it apart from other weather apps in the market? Thanks for the great questions. My answer to number one is right now I have found no other app that is providing rain forecasting, nor does anything on the market give any indication of rain severity or when the rain might come. No one's even trying, and I do not think that it's because we have monsoonal weather, like we're in the rainy season. It's a little bit more unpredictable, but tropical weather is also pretty unpredictable. Like Hong Kong does a pretty good job. So, um, I want the visual radar forecasting map that you get in the My Observatory app, right? Where you can see rainfall predictions going out to, I think it's about 2 hours. You just visually see it. Maybe for northern Thailand, our grids will be a little longer. I think in Hong Kong, it's about 1 by 1 kilometer. Maybe we won't be able to get that resolution, although perhaps we can use, maybe it'll take another few hours to code, but perhaps we can find an open source diffusion model and train it on weather prediction in northern Thailand. I've heard that's actually pretty easy, and I would love to cook my own ML, especially if we can crowdfund. Like I would love to make my own AI, right? And I heard this one's pretty easy. Okay. And that one, maybe we need a server, right? Anyways, that's one core feature. Second core feature is generally, man, we need to give people like at least an hour warning before heavy rain, right? We need to give people in the morning when they wake up a general idea of the contours of the day's weather, right? Is it going to be a heavy rain in the morning, heavy rain in the evening? Is it going to rain all day? Right? Give them something, right? It would be nice to also have the color coding, right? I really like amber rain, red rain, black rain. Let's bring this to Thailand. It's a core innovative feature from the region's best meteorological bureau. I'm very proud of Hong Kong Observatory. They do an excellent job. And so, let's not spread this American propaganda that comes from NOAA. No, no. We're gonna do a regional way of doing it. All right, what's number three feature? Radar images. You should be able to have zoomable, just like in the Hong Kong Observatory app, the My Observatory app. There should be a few different radar images, different time links, right? They should be animations. You should be able to pause them. Whatever's available publicly, right? Like, I also want satellites. I also want like pressure maps, front maps, like the old school stuff, right? Um, Number four, I was gonna say webcams, because that's one thing my observatory does. Like, it is nice to look around in different neighborhoods and see what the weather's like. I don't know how many webcams are in northern Thailand, or Thailand at all. Um, so number four is going to be. I would actually like. I don't want this to take too much time, but I would like to have a kids section where it teaches them to look at the sky, right? They can open it every day and they'll tell them, here are the planets you can see at night. Here's what time they come out. Here's what time the sunset is. And there's a meteor shower tonight, things like that, right? But also tell them how to do cloud spotting, right? If they're cirrus clouds, you can tell them, like, this is what they look like. This is how you can identify them. This is the kind of weather they bring, right? For cirrus clouds, that means a storm's coming in a few days, right? Like, these are very high altitude clouds. Teach them to recognize cumulus clouds. That's pretty simple. They can also see like other weather phenomena like sundogs. When I was in Chiang Rai, I saw, what were they called? Give me a minute. Rainbow. Oh my God, I forgot the name. There was just like a streak of rainbow in the sky. There was like ice way up in the atmosphere and I was reflecting. Um, but yeah, like there's optical effects in this. I want to get kids to look up in the sky. That's what I did. That's why I'm weird. I always look at the sky. I like to look at clouds, okay? Feature number five. That's it. That's all I want, man. Really, I want rain forecasting as a primary thing. All right. All right, that was 4.5 minutes. That is almost stretching it. All right, let's do Mac Whisper. We almost ran out of context there. I don't recommend using ChatGPT for more than 5 minutes. I've had a few 7 minute ones just time out. Like I've tried to upload the like it's recording some kind of audio file. Maybe it's Ogg Vorbis, maybe it's MP3, but it's trying to upload them to the cloud. Like it's not processed locally; it's processed at their servers. And yeah, I mean, sometimes I've had like up to 12 minutes upload, but like don't risk it. Um, all right, so we're gonna answer the number three. Okay, you see it. Here we go. We're gonna move it over here. We're going to answer question number two. Do you have a specific no-code platform in mind for development, or would you like to recommendations based on the app's requirements? Let's lead into recommendations based on the app's requirements. I actually was anticipating building this all in React. Okay, if you don't know, React is it's basically a web app. If you ever use Slack, Slack is built in that. It's very inefficient. However, um, it's cross-platform, right? Like you can compile it, you can run it on Android, you can run it on Mac OS. It's not how you would develop an app if you like wanted a good app, right? So I'm gonna ask Claude. Actually, wait. I'm gonna cancel this because I'm talking to you guys. Stop recording. I stopped the recording. I'm gonna start over again because I was talking to you guys. No, don't transcribe. Close. Oh, I told you I'd share the model. Oh yeah, I'm looking. I'm using large, medium, small, base. We're gonna start using base. No, we're not. We're gonna use a medium. I just don't feel comfortable with. No, no, we're gonna use bass, and I'm gonna talk slower. All right, so question number two. What specific no-code platform in mind for development? No, I agree with the latter. Let's lean into what is ideal for no coding and for the requirements of this app. I think the requirements are pretty light. Um, we want to send some notifications. We want everything to work, and it'd be cool if it's cross-platform. And we want to keep development costs low, and we can run React apps inside Claude, right? But I don't know if like how this works. Like, are we going to build like each windowing? I don't even know the terms. Windowing system, right? When you move around the app, like, do we build each of those as like a separate app and then stitch them together? I don't know. We're gonna find out, and you're gonna tell me, because this is why we're using Claude. 'Cause I'm not a developer, right? Like, I would like to see what I'm working on inside Claude, and then like recommend recommendations for it. And but I don't know how to move the project on beyond that. Maybe there's actually different software that we should spool this up in. Recommend that for me. But I want people to be able to see this app as we're building it and like debug it. Like I want this to be a group effort, right? We have a Discord. I'm gonna send a link. Yeah. By the way, the name of the channel is Word Cellism. It's a play on the whole shape rotator word cell debate. Not even a debate. I'm a word cell. I'm not a shape rotator. I'm very good with maps. I can flip them around in every direction. Um, so yeah, let's just go with React. All right, I'm gonna stop. No, we're gonna go on to question three. Who's the primary target audience for WeatherWiz? Let's just say locals, visitors, expats, and also nobody. I'm not building the app for commercial profitability. The app is a proof of concept that people can do this, that people can build apps now. You can spend $20 a month for a premium LLM model and like just get to work, right? That's what we're showing. All right. I think I answered all three questions. Like I said, the reason I